Elderly Wisdom, 5 Secrets to Stay Healthy After 60, start today. I'm so excited to chat with you about this because I know how much it matters to feel good as we move through these years. So, picture this, have you ever woken up some mornings and thought, where did all my energy go? Maybe you used to bounce out of bed ready to tackle the day, and now it feels like you're dragging a little more than you'd like. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and I've got something special to share with you today that can change that. You know, staying healthy after 60 isn't about chasing some impossible dream of being 20 again. It's about feeling strong, clear-headed, and ready to enjoy the things you love, whether that's playing with your grandkids, tending to your garden, or just sitting down with a good book without feeling wiped out. Over the years, I've talked to so many folks who've figured out how to keep that spark alive, and it's not as hard as you might think. It comes down to a handful of simple habits, little secrets, really, that can make a world of difference. In this video, we're going to walk through 5 of them together. These are things you can start doing right now, today, to feel healthier and more alive, and I promise they're easier than you'd expect. Let's start with the first secret, something so basic it almost feels like it shouldn't count, but trust me, it does. It's all about getting your body moving a little bit every day. Now, before you roll your eyes and think I'm about to tell you to join a gym or run a 5K, hear me out. I'm talking about something as simple as a short walk. Imagine stepping outside, feeling a bit of fresh air on your face, maybe saying hi to a neighbor or watching the birds flit around. Just 15 minutes of walking can do wonders. I started doing this myself a while back when I noticed my knees were getting creaky and my energy was dipping by mid-afternoon. At first, I wasn't sold, 15 minutes didn't sound like much. But after a week, I could feel the difference. My legs felt looser, my mood picked up, and I even slept better at night. What's amazing is how much this little habit does behind the scenes. People who study this stuff, without getting too technical, say that a short daily walk can keep your heart ticking strong and even lower your chances of feeling stiff or achy. I've got a friend named Jim, who's 67, and he started walking to the corner store every morning instead of driving. He told me the other day he feels like he's got a spring in his step again, and he's even lost a few pounds without really trying. So, if you've got a pair of shoes you like, give it a shot. Start with 10 or 15 minutes, see how it feels, and maybe stretch it out a little more when you're up for it. It's like a mini vacation for your body every day, and it doesn't cost a thing. Now, moving around is a great way to wake your body up, but staying healthy isn't just about what you do, it's also about what you give yourself. That brings us to the second secret, sipping water all day long. I can almost hear you saying, water? Really? That's it? But stick with me here, because there's a little twist that makes this one special for us over 60. As we get older, our bodies don't always nudge us to drink like they used to. I found this out the hard way a couple of summers ago when I kept feeling sluggish, and it turned out I was barely drinking anything beyond my morning coffee. Once I started keeping a glass or a bottle nearby and taking small sips throughout the day, it was like someone turned the lights back on. My head felt clearer, my energy stopped tanking, and even those little headaches I used to get faded away. The key here isn't gulping down a gallon all at once, it's about keeping it steady. Think of it like keeping a car engine running smooth. You wouldn't let it run dry and then flood it, right? Same goes for you. Aim for about 8 glasses spread out from morning to night, and if water feels boring, jazz it up a bit. I've got a buddy, Linda, who's 64, and she drops a slice of orange in hers. She says it makes her feel fancy, and it keeps her sipping. For me, I just keep a bottle on the counter so I see it and remember. It's such an easy fix, but it keeps everything humming along, your digestion, your joints, even that sparkle in your eyes. And once you pair this with that daily walk, you're already building something pretty powerful. So, we've got 2 secrets down, a little walk every day and sipping water like it's your new favorite hobby. These are small steps, but they're like the foundation of a house, solid and steady. And the best part? They're just the beginning. There's another habit I can't wait to share with you that ties right into this, something you can add to your mornings to really kick things up a notch and keep that healthy feeling growing. So we've got these two simple habits going, taking a little walk every day and sipping water like it's our new best friend. It's pretty neat how they start to feel like part of your routine, right? Like they're setting you up for something good. And that's where this next secret comes in. It's a perfect little addition that builds on what we've already got going. I'm talking about tossing a few nuts into your day. Yep, something as easy as grabbing a handful of walnuts or almonds can give you a boost you didn't even know you needed. I'll be honest, when I first heard about this, I thought it sounded too basic to matter much. But then I started sprinkling some walnuts on my oatmeal in the morning, and it was like a light bulb went off. These little guys are full of good stuff, healthy fats that keep your heart happy, a bit of protein to keep you steady, and even things that help your brain stay sharp. I don't fuss with big complicated recipes, just a small handful, maybe 5 or 6, and I'm set. Sometimes I'll toss them in with a piece of fruit, or just munch them while I'm flipping through the newspaper. It's so simple it almost feels like I'm getting away with something. What really sold me was how it made me feel. I used to hit this wall around 10 a.m., where I'd start dragging and reaching for another cup of coffee. But with those nuts, that slump just doesn't happen anymore. I feel like I've got energy that lasts. My friend Jim, who's 67, gave it a try too after I told him about it. He's the guy who started walking to the corner store every morning, and now he's added a few almonds to his routine. He called me up the other day, laughing, saying he feels like he could keep up with his grandkids again. It's crazy how something so small can pack such a punch, especially when you're pairing it with that water and those walks. And speaking of keeping things steady, there's another habit that's just as easy and fits right in with all this. It's about getting your sleep on a schedule. I know sleep can feel like a wrestle some nights. Maybe you're up late worrying about something, or you wake up stiff and can't get comfortable. I used to be all over the place with it myself. One night I'd stay up past midnight watching reruns, and the next I'd crash at 9, wondering why I felt like a zombie half the time. Then I decided to give myself a bedtime, around 10 or so, and stick to it most nights. It wasn't anything fancy, just picking a time and making it a habit. At first, I wasn't sure it'd do much. I mean, who wants to feel like they're on a kid's schedule? But after a few days, I started waking up feeling like I'd actually gotten some rest. My mornings were brighter, and even those little aches I used to shrug off didn't bug me as much. My neighbor Linda, who's 64, tried it too after we chatted about it over the fence one day. She used to stay up late scrolling her phone, but now she's in bed by 10:30 with a cup of tea and a book. She told me she feels like she's got a new lease on life, and I get it. It's like your body starts to trust you again. Pair that with those nuts in the morning, and you're setting yourself up to feel good all day long. These habits are starting to feel like a little team, aren't they? Walking gets you moving, water keeps you flowing, nuts give you that steady energy, and sleep pulls it all together. There's one more secret I've got up my sleeve that's going to add a little sparkle to this whole picture, something so fun and easy you'll wonder why you didn't start it sooner. So here we are, putting together this little collection of habits that's already got us walking every day, sipping water, munching on nuts, and sleeping like we mean it. It's pretty cool how they all start to click, right? Like each one's a piece of a puzzle that's making you feel stronger and steadier. And now we've got one last secret to tie it all together, something so simple and fun it's almost like a bonus. I'm talking about finding a reason to laugh every day, just letting yourself enjoy a good giggle or a big smile whenever you can. I didn't realize how much this mattered until a while back when I was feeling a bit weighed down, you know, the usual stuff like bills piling up or the news being gloomier than I'd like. One afternoon, I flipped on an old comedy movie I hadn't seen in years, and I ended up laughing so hard I forgot what I was stressing about. It was like someone hit a refresh button on my whole day. Turns out, there's something real behind this. Folks who study how we age say laughing can shake off stress, lift your spirits, and even give your heart a little boost. My friend Linda, who's 64, you remember her with the water and sleep tricks, she's all about this one too. She started watching those funny pet videos online every night, and she told me the other day she hasn't felt this light in years. Her favorite's this one with a dog trying to catch its own tail. She can't stop cracking up about it. You don't need anything big to make this work. Maybe it's chatting with a friend who's got a knack for silly stories, or flipping through a magazine and finding a cartoon that gets you. For me, it's calling up my buddy Jim. He's 67 and still walking to that corner store every morning. He's got this habit of dropping the corniest jokes you've ever heard. Last week, he hit me with one about a frog and a bank that was so ridiculous I was still chuckling at dinner. It's become my little daily ritual, finding one thing that makes me laugh, even if it's just for a minute. It's like a cherry on top of everything else. Those walks feel brighter, the nuts taste better, and sleep comes easier when you're not wound up tight. As we've been talking through these 5 secrets, it's kind of amazing how they weave into your day. That little walk gets your blood flowing and wakes you up. Sipping water keeps everything running smooth. Those nuts give you energy that sticks around. Sleeping on a schedule recharges you, and laughing puts a smile on the whole thing. I've felt it myself, how I'm not just getting by anymore, but actually enjoying my days more. Linda's out there feeling lighter than ever, and Jim's joking his way through retirement like it's a second youth. These aren't complicated fixes, they're small, everyday things that add up to something big, and they're right there for you to grab whenever you're ready. I'd love to hear what you think about all this. Which one of these secrets sounds like your kind of thing, or maybe you've got a habit that's been your go-to for years? Drop it in the comments below. I'm always up for a good chat. If you've liked hanging out with me today, give this video a quick thumbs up. It's a little nudge that helps us share these ideas with more folks who could use them. And if you're up for more, hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty of simple tricks like these coming your way, and I'd love to keep this going with you. The best part about all this is knowing that staying healthy after 60 doesn't have to be a chore. It's not about being someone you're not or chasing after the past. It's about feeling good right here, right now, with what you've got. These secrets are so easy you can start them today, and they're proof that little changes can light up your whole life. So take them for a spin, see how they feel, and let them remind you how strong and vibrant you still are. Here's to walking tall, laughing loud, and living your best days, starting today, because you deserve it.